Yo. We can't talk in the green room? What you mean we can't talk in the green room? What kind of shit is this?
And that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I have a blank Gemini ad. That's right, a blank Gemini ad. I am the voiceover. Guys, go over to Gemini.com/David G. You can check out all the credit cards, the entire lineup. All the credit cards issued by WebBank. That's right, issued by WebBank. You can go ahead and check out the Bitcoin credit card. You'll get 4% back, not in points, but in Bitcoin. Also, the Solana credit card, 4% back in Solana. And the XRP credit card for all those XRP Army members that have been holding for 9 to 10 years. XRP, 4% back in XRP. Ladies and gentlemen, Gemini.com/David G. You can go ahead and check that out. Click the link. Sign up to Gemini, you broke ass son of a bitches who don't have a Bitcoin to your name. Trade $1,000 in crypto, get $100 in Bitcoin. There you go. There you go. A Jewish man done helped you out. Welcome to the show. Welcome. It is episode 616. Sponsored. What the fuck? I went right into sponsored by Gemini. I'm so used to saying that shit. I get out of bed while I'm taking a piss. I'm like, this piss is sponsored by oh shit. Yo, I make myself laugh. Yo. This shit is sponsored by Gemini. Oh man. All right. Oh man. You got to make yourself laugh. Anyway, the breakdown, episode 616, official number. Unofficially, I think I'm at 2,000 at this point. I wear myself out for you motherfuckers, dropping value, bringing on phenomenal guests on here to open your minds up, feed your minds here. A lot of you motherfuckers don't appreciate it. It's okay. That's why you're broke. That's why. And you're mad at the Jews for... No, never mind. I'll get into the Jew subject later. You're mad at the Jews for owning a lot of real estate and you paying the rent to them. Like, there's a reason why. You don't open up your minds and buy land. Gemini is the sponsor. Click the link. Trade $1,000 in trade $1,000 in crypto, get $100 in Bitcoin. I'm still laughing about me walking over to the toilet and taking a piss and saying sponsored by Gemini. Put on deodorant, sponsored by Gemini. Get into the car. This drive is sponsored by Gemini. I feel like a fucking Gemini commercial. Oh boy, all right. There's a range of topics to talk about. We've been bringing on a lot of really cool people. We have more political notable influencers, I guess, I don't know, or commentators coming on this week and next week. And I just want to talk about a lot of this shit, a lot of the infighting, okay? Like a bunch of people sword fighting with each other within the same party. It's wild to watch. I'm happy that, I don't know if I'm happy if the government is reopening though. I'm going back and forth on this. I'm not sure if I'm happy, but I guess the only thing I'm happy about is that they will print money and it will go to retail and retail will come into the markets and then we can make our money. I said the loud thing out loud, I guess. Welcome everybody who's tuning in from TikTok now. We're still working on Facebook Live for the boomers. Well, we're working hard on that. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with that shit, honestly. Anyway, it's 1:05 p.m. I'm joined by a best-selling author, chess master, grandmaster, guy who is literally out here telling you go to menoforder.com and get yourself products that will up your T levels. Here's the man, here's the myth, here's the legend. We call him Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com. Salutations, good sir. Salutations and shalom.
Well, you're more Jewish than I am, so welcome to, well, we shall call this segment the synagogue.
I'm here for it.
Oh my God, what's going on, Hotep? How's everything, man?
Chilling on a few option plays, waiting for those to play out. Made 100%. I think total maybe like 115% today on the Oxy play. We did a lotto play yesterday. Oxy had earnings, they beat expectations, and things are great. So I woke up to 100% gains today, and then went to the gym, worked out, and here I am, back ready to put the grind in.
The grind. Are you
Mhm.
worried about the markets like the rest of these fucking low T soy jack motherfuckers or no?
I'm a hustler. We make money in any weather. Okay. So whether the stocks are going up or whether they're going down, we just read the charts and we play them however they are. So it doesn't matter to me what the market does. I'm in it for the long haul. So my longs are great. I'm heavy on the Mag 7. I'm heavy on the credit cards. So, whatever, happens in the market, I'm not concerned. I take Apex.
There
My testosterone levels are fantastic. Okay. I'm on Apex, so I'm not afraid of anything. Nothing bothers me
Do you take Apex while you work out?
before I work out. I take Apex and Flow with a little natural pre-workout called banana milk, and then I hit the gym. It's amazing. It's amazing pre-workout. When you combine Apex and Flow and then the banana milk just to get that potassium and the sugars in there, fantastic.
All right. When you look at social media,
Hmm.
and you've been on here, you've been doing, obviously you do a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
You're on here fucking for 5 6 hours doing 2 3 shows. You ever look over to social media outside of your own community and you go, what a shit show?
All the time. All the time. Every time I look at social media, well, first of all, to me, now social media is the asylum. Okay. See, what happened was social media was great when you had to have money to be on there. I remember when social media was gated, we kept the pores out because you had to have internet access, you had to have a computer. Now everybody has a mobile device or an Obama phone. So now the fact that everybody has internet access, it has completely ruined social media. And but yeah, I again, I've said this before, I said this with Tyrus. Social media needs to be gated by intelligence. We need to figure out what is your level of intelligence. Let the AI figure out what's your level of intelligence, and if you're not intelligent enough to comment on my post, then it'll say no, you are too stupid to comment on my post. That's where I'm at with it.
You said something about CT
Hmm.
that still resonates with me till this day. You
Okay.
said these are a bunch of stupid ass motherfuckers.
They don't know shit. Yeah. They don't know. They don't
Here
know anything.
here you are, like you're new. You're coming in brand new to retail, you're trying to take a chance and you wander into CT. You're
Hmm.
going to lose your ass.
Yeah.
100%. You're like the chances of winning are zero.
Correct. Yeah. So if you walk into crypto Twitter today, it is an absolute madhouse. I actually feel for you. I would tell you don't walk into CT. Just stay away from crypto Twitter because nobody knows what the hell they're talking about. They don't understand TradFi, and if you don't understand TradFi, there's no way you understand the value of crypto. So I would say, read some books first, right? Start with my book, The Patriot Report. I'm asking the conspiracy of money and war, where I do a deep dive on the history of central banking. Go read The Creature from Jekyll Island. Go read Benjamin Graham's title, The Intelligent Investor. Educate yourself. Then you come back to crypto. If you're not educated on money and even Money Mechanics by Bill Murphy, go read Money Mechanics by Bill Murphy. Then come back, and then what happens is when come back to crypto Twitter, now it's safe to come to crypto Twitter because now you're going to realize, oh, these people are actually stupid. Last week, I saw a bunch of people saying the Fed was printing money, and I'm like, oh my God, they think buybacks are printing money. I can't deal with the idiocy. So here's the situation. Most people are scamming. Okay. So what happens is, they either use you for liquidity during a rug pull, or they have some sort of insider information, so they're able to get in uh, super early on a meme coin, and then they dump on you. Okay, and then they tell you, "Oh, I know how to read charts," and there are no reading charts in meme coin. There is no such thing as reading charts in meme coins. The charts mean absolutely nothing in the majority, I would say 99.999% of meme coins. So fuck the charts, okay? It is a matter of who you know and when you get in, and if you take profits on the way up. Do not leave your bags in. Nibble and take profits all the way up so that you can leave a moon bag in there, and when the thing crashes to zero, at least you've made money, right? Then you've got the crypto boobs. I'm not too upset about the crypto boobs. It was my suggestion. I kind of regret it, but I told, back in 2018, I think it was, or 2019, when I had the big Bitcoin debate, BTC versus BSV. I said, hey, man, crypto needs more boobs. And that's what they did. Unfortunately, the boobs don't come with brains. So we have to remember that if a girl is in CT and she's pushing boobs, she doesn't have the brain. So I would not listen to her advice. Just enjoy the boobs and keep it moving.
It's really unfortunate, just to touch on that. It's
The
unfortunate
boobs,
because
yeah.
there's a lot of brilliant women
Hmm.
in the Web3 or crypto space
Hmm.
that know their shit, know blockchain, know finance, know how to trade, and yet they're not spoken about because you have a bunch of women that come on here, good morning, and like their fucking breasts all over the place. All right,
Hmm.
they're fucking naked. I mean, let me just say something. Here's a tip, girls. Go to OnlyFans. It's not here, man. No. You know why? I'm gonna tell you. It's the truth. These dudes are broke.
Yeah.
You're showing your assets to a bunch of broke dudes. Go on to OnlyFans and watch your money go 10x.
Hmm.
I'm telling you right now, this is the wrong place. It's the, if you're just starting out, I understand. But at some point, you're gonna have to realize, okay, these dudes are broke. I'm out. I'm going to OnlyFans.
Mm.
Okay, that's where I'm gonna really make my money in cake. Okay, and then I'm gonna get a podcast. Okay, right after OnlyFans, I'm getting the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm serious. When I see this, I'm like, this is not crypto.
Mm.
Like legit. Like this is not crypto. Good morning. I'm naked. Like bro. Like I didn't come to. Let me say one thing. I came here to make money.
Right.
I'm not here to. I see it on my timeline. Somebody's in a goddamn thong. Okay, showing their ass. I mean, listen, it's a pleasant sight, depending, but I didn't come for that.
Right.
And also, like, man, how bad is the educational system, Hotep? Seriously, if you sit back, real talk, and you watch this ecosystem,
Mm.
you're like, man, people really do not know how to manage finances. They have
Hmm.
absolutely no understanding whatsoever about how to go ahead and make money. That's the fucking sad part.
Yeah. The educational system is so terrible. I took my kids out of school about 3 years ago. I have twin boys, and they were actually in a really good school. It's kind of dweebish, but it was a charter school, and I took them out. I'm like, I can definitely teach my kids better than some. Because here's my issue, right? I remember I was a freshman in college, and I went to accounting class. And it was this lady that was our accountant teacher. And I remember sitting there waiting for her to come, and she was late to class, and I saw her drive by. I looked to my left, I looked out the window, I saw her drive by, and she had a straight up hoopty. And that was the most discouraging thing for an early college student. I was like, yo, if my teacher is teaching accounting and she's broke, I'm definitely in the wrong place. So the majority of these teachers in these public schools, they're broke too. Okay. They can't teach your kids how to get no money. They're not teaching money in schools. And they're idiots too. That's why they have to be teachers, because they couldn't specialize in anything else. So they go into general education, and now they're going to make your kids effeminate and stupid, right? So you never want, number one, you never want stupid people teaching your kids. Number two, you don't want a woman teaching your son, because they're going to pick up effeminate habits. You want men teaching your sons. So I took them out of school. I created my own curriculum, and I teach them myself about 6 days a week. And they hit the gym with me, so they're more muscular than many of the kids their age. They're in better shape than most kids their age, and it's a phenomenal thing. They're making money, so it's great.
Do you think they? Well, do you think? I mean, I think we all know these professors, this ones that you're speaking about, driving in a hoopty.
Mhm.
I don't even think they're teaching finance. I think that they're really teaching just generational hate. Like, aren't they brainwashing these kids that are going into these universities?
You'll be surprised to know how much brainwashing can happen at the subconscious level. A teacher doesn't have to directly teach progressivism. They can do it by body language. They can do it with snarky remarks, responses to young men. But the most deleterious thing is the effects subconsciously that the teachers does without their own knowledge, and the kids pick up on it subconsciously. The habits of the teacher, the way the teacher speaks to you, but without even so. For example, you can be in math class and they'll be like, so Greg gave his boyfriend 2 apples, and it's like, wait, Greg has a boyfriend? Time out. Wait, this is math class. What kind of word problems are these, right? So it's done in extremely subtle ways, and that's why you gotta be cautious.
All right. Uh, I
I've
can't.
seen it.
The way you the way you led into that, it was fucking hilarious.
I've seen
Well,
it.
welcome to the breakdown, episode 616, sponsored by Gemini. Here with Hotep Jesus. That's right, legend. Um, I saw you. I saw you make a little video about Candace Owens. You want to dive deeper into this subject?
Yeah, she's an agent of Mossad. At least I'm speculating. I don't know for sure, but I think she's a Mossad agent.
Break that down for me.
So Adam Weishaupt, I believe, once said, when the people need a leader, we'll give them one. Right. So basically, what happens is Candace comes out and she's a raging liberal. Right. She's an anti Trumper. And it's like things are going well. And she's like, wait, hold on. I can get the bag being MAGA. So she switches up and now she's MAGA. She's not too she's not too literate and she's not informed. So she says a lot of stupid things, makes a lot of blunders, and has a falling out with TPUSA. She ends up with PragerU, run by a Jewish man. Then she goes to Daily Wire, which has Jewish people there. And she was praising Israel and Jews and all that stuff. And then now she's done yet another turn in the other direction, and now she's allegedly an anti-Semite or whatever you call these people. But I believe that she's controlled opposition. There's definitely some questions that I have about the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Can we
And I
talk about
think,
that after this?
sure. Um, so there are some red flags surrounding the Charlie Kirk assassination. And I think there does require some independent investigation. And I think that had Candace not been there, there would be somebody else who's doing legitimate investigations that would be looking into this and providing people with great information. Instead, what we have is Candace Owens playing the role of somebody investigating this, but all she has are a bunch of text messages from Charlie from years ago. It's like, who keeps all their text messages with people from years ago? This is kind of crazy. But let's say you do. Like, let's say you're one of those people that never delete your text messages, cool, whatever. So now it's like a grift for her. And as you can see, she's rose extremely high in the rankings for podcasts, et cetera, et cetera. So she's doing well as far as some of this information is concerned. But I believe she's just controlled opposition. And I speculate that if she's anti-Israel, she may be put there by Mossad to control the opposition and maybe play a honeypot. But I don't know for sure. It's just speculation.
You think Mossad controls the world like that?
No. Mossad does not control the world. But they can control several assets, right? So you have different agencies around the world. She might be MI6. I don't think she's CIA. I don't think she's DIA. I don't think she's FBI, but she's either MI6 or Mossad. I'm not exactly sure. But if she is working for an agency, it's either Mossad or MI6. But Mossad controlling the world is not a thing.
Okay. I think I also enjoy. I gotta say, I enjoyed watching Candace Owens, and then when she lost her mind, it just you know what it is like. You know when people do believe in what the fuck they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It just comes off like she doesn't believe in anything she's saying. Maybe that's just me. And
Correct.
people will say, "Oh, he's Jewish, and that's why he's saying it." No, no, no. I'm being serious. Like I can watch somebody. Like you watch Nick Fuentes, like you believe, like he believes in what he's saying, right?
Okay.
When
I
she
would. Yeah, I
speaks,
wouldn't argue that.
right? Like he has that, like that's that energy he has. Besides the other energy, I think he has.
Right.
You know where I'm going with that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But with her, it's just like I guess you mentioned it. She's switched up so many times that it's just like at this point, like I believe this is so forced. And I said this early on when she first started coming out of this, with this new, uh, you know, rebirth. I guess I was like, yo, she's lacking ratings, so
Mm-hmm.
she needs to mention the word.
Yeah.
She
Well.
needs to mention the word Israel.
Yeah. Well, they
Because what
tried
happens
her.
if you were to mention the word Israel right now and you were to go on to that type of tune, what happens to your ratings, Hotep?
Goes through the roof. It's
So,
the cool thing to do now, according to the bot farms.
so I kind of look at Candace. I'm like, okay. And now at this point, I feel like, okay, you want to talk about that? No problem.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hate Israel? Whatever. No problem. Freedom of speech. And by the way, I believe nobody should be the platform for their views.
Right.
Okay. I don't believe in cancel culture. When I see the right, and I'm a Republican, but when I see the right start trying to cancel people off, you're doing the same shit that the Democrats did to us.
Right.
So like, I don't believe in none of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let her talk. Let Nick Fuentes have a fucking platform. Let all of them have a fucking platform. Dave
Mm-hmm.
Smith and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Not against that. That's stupid to take away platforms. I want to hear what the other person wants to say or is saying. Why am I going to go run over to Rumble or some shit to go ahead and try to listen? Right? I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying.
Yeah.
But when she started, here's the fucking problem. When she started talking about Charlie Kirk, who I didn't agree with everything he stated, but I agreed with, I would say 60 to 70% of the stuff that he put out there, I fucked with.
Yeah.
That's your best friend. You say that this man is your best friend. You loved him. And you're out here dragging him around for engagement.
Right.
That's my fucking problem.
Yeah. That's nasty. Evo says her ex-boss is Ben Shapiro. Who does she mention every day? Also, he says if she's Mossad or MI6, that would mean she's also CIA, or else she's a foreign spy op without CIA's using her access. Well, there is some gray area there. There is some crossover. You can be one of the agencies and still cooperate with the other agencies, right? Like you can be an asset for both, right? It's so.
Yeah.
And again, this is all speculation and entertainment, so you can take it however you want.
Correct.
But
Speculation. All speculation.
yeah, this is speculation and entertainment. We're just, just entertaining a concept. Because all right, so she tries the PragerU thing, the show fails, nobody watches it, right? She tries the Daily Wire thing, show fails, nobody's watching it. So it feels like what they did was they recommissioned her, whatever agency it is, they recommissioned her and said, listen, this is the lane you're going to be in, and in this lane you're going to do better. Because really what it is for her is it's just hyperbolic headlines and rage bait. Like that's what she does. She doesn't do intellectual content. She's not teaching anything. She's not showing anything. She's not doing investigations. All she's doing, like for example, when she put out her Black Lives Matter documentary, like that information had been uncovered like 5 years prior. Like she didn't, it wasn't like, and I called out Black Lives Matter when she was a anti-Trumper, right? So she was late to the game on that. So it's not like you're getting intellectual content from her. It's not like she's going to help you make any money. She's not going to help you in any way. She's just simply there to guide the sheep to the slaughterhouse. That's what it appears to me to be. She's guiding the sheep to the slaughterhouse.
Is she getting paid by Qatar? Because if
Maybe.
everybody's going to throw out Hotep Jesus 7K,
Mm-hmm.
is she getting paid 14K from Qatar?
She may be. I would say Qatar is a suspect in this scheme. I think everybody with any power or anywhere definitely is a suspect in this scheme. I don't believe she's doing this on her own.
We talk about Charlie Kirk.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts here um, on his death?
Um,
I don't want to even assassination.
yeah,
The
I
assassination on Charlie Kirk. Who do you believe was involved in this?
so I spend more of my time looking at charts than looking at conspiracy theories. Not to diss anybody who looks at conspiracy theories. I just don't have time for that kooky shit. I so I don't know who did it. Um, I would say that um if Tyler pulled the trigger, he had to have had help. I'm guessing. I'm like he didn't plan and pull this off by himself. And I don't. It doesn't seem believable to me.
The text
So
messaging after.
yeah, the text messaging seemed scripted, right? But I really, again, I don't like diving into all those like funny details. I like just going off my good old common sense or my intuition. If something looks like a fish, it's probably fishy. If it smells like a fish, it's probably fishy. And it just smelled fishy. So I'm not gonna believe, the official story. We've seen this with JFK, MLK, Martin Luther King. I'm sorry, Malcolm X, and there have been, agencies involved in all those assassinations. And I believe that if Tyler did this and planned this, I think he had help, and you often find like there's the Kirkhoff lady who is allegedly a pipe bomber on Jan 5, the day before Jan 6, and she's a federal agent. So it just seems like, he had some help. Maybe it was MK Ultra, I don't know. But it just seems suspicious. Now, as far as suspects, um, somebody in TPUSA is a
All
suspect.
right, so hold on. Do you think this is not conspiracy theory?
Hmm.
I'm not trying to put. I'm not into that shit.
Yeah,
Do you think this kid killed him? The kid assassinated Charlie, the one that they have.
I don't know. It's not. First of all, the shot wasn't that hard. If that was the weapon, the shot's not that hard, right? He had a scope, and I don't know if you've ever used a scope before, but it's like from that distance, it's really easy to hit that shot. And he's kind of like a poor shot actually because he hit him in the neck, and it's like I know you weren't aiming for the neck, so he wasn't even that good. But yeah, I don't know. All I know is that there's always a patsy when you deal with these mysterious assassinations, and sometimes that is the person who pulls the trigger. And the other thing is like there's always a second shooter, right? In these theories where it's like, okay, he was there, but who else was there? Who was the backup shooter, right? So sometimes that plays into these stories. But if I were investigating this, there are several suspects, and I'm not saying TPUSA was involved, but if I were a detective, people at TPUSA would be suspected. They would be suspected because maybe there's some jealousy. Maybe they want to take over Charlie's organization. Maybe there was some anger. Maybe he had a fight. Because, I've worked with Charlie before. Charlie was a hard ass. Like he would come down on you, yo. So it's like, maybe this was like a Nipsey Hustle situation where, he was cussing out this kid and this kid comes back around the corner and shoots him. And I don't know. I don't know. All I'm saying is that there are several suspects and you have to consider all possibilities because he's a high profile individual. You're dealing with a high profile individual with as much power as Charlie Kirk had. There are enormous amounts of suspects and it's an extremely hard case to deal with.
Do you think it?
The
Do you think it
mismanaged
involved?
money, right? There's something about the mismanaged money coming soon. Yeah, yeah, that's going to be coming out soon as well. Yeah, So I don't know.
Do you think? And I'm
And
just battling.
somebody said dubious speculation. That's correct. This is all dubious speculation, and that's exactly how you should take this. You should not take this as fact. You should take this as fiction and dubious speculation. I'm glad you said that.
We're just having a conversation, ladies and gentlemen. This is the breakdown episode 616, sponsored by Gemini. I have Hotep Jesus here. By the way, for those who tune in, if this is your first time tuning in, that's your problem, because this show is just all about having a conversation. Okay? It's speculation.
It's just two dudes talking.
We're having a conversation like we're at the bar. Okay? I'm not drinking beer. I'm drinking water at the bar. I'm trying to make sense of all of this. So Israel has been blamed for this.
Mhm.
I mean, even Candace came out and said, "I believe I'm gonna." I don't have her exact quote, but I think she believes. I think first she believed Israel did it, and then she kind of tried to blame Trump,
Yeah.
which is wild to me. Why would Trump want to take out Charlie Kirk? To me, it just makes absolutely no fucking sense. I mean, at some point you got to stop. I mean, at some point you hit this level of conspiracy shit where you're like, okay, I think I'm going too far with this. Trump. I mean, Charlie Kirk. Let me say this about the Republican Party. You lost. You would have lost anyway. The Virginia shit and the New
New
York
York, New
mayor,
Jersey.
all this shit. You would have lost. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you had Charlie, you might have made some ground.
Right.
I don't understand why. And there's a speculation that Candace threw out there why Trump would even be thinking about that, especially with JD Vance running right after him. If
Yeah.
that even happens, if Trump doesn't become king, but still, it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
No, Trump is too busy to be thinking about stuff like this. I don't see Trump being a suspect. But if we had a probability, I have the right wing at a higher probability of being involved in a murder than the left wing, because they try to pass him off as a left wing patsy, and it's like maybe. But I think somebody in the right wing burned an asset. There's a reason why they burned that asset. Maybe he's going to be used as a political puck, right? Saying, oh, the assassination of Charlie Kirk is something you got to remember, blah, 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 symbolic, But to me, it seems like somebody in the right wing, or a cabal of people in the right wing, or maybe the cabal that is overseeing all wings. But if I had to guess, I think the right wing is more of a suspect than the left wing.
I was shocked that day, Hotep.
Me too.
Charlie Kirk could have been black. Okay, this is not a white. Everybody's like, oh, but you only care because he was white. No. Hold up. It had nothing to do with the color. Okay, I didn't give a fuck about that.
Right.
For me, it was like I think you put, whether you like him or not, you put Charlie right up there. And y'all might disagree with me, but like Martin Luther King, and you have Malcolm X, all these figures in the past that have been assassinated. Like, whether you agree with them or not, freedom of speech is very valuable. It's a necessity. We must have it. If you can't, it's wild that you can't debate anymore. Charlie came to your campus. He knew where he was going. He was going into a toxic situation to try to have a debate with you. He wasn't, I haven't seen one video where Charlie actually degraded somebody. Whether I agree with the points or not, he was talking about the nuclear family. What's so bad about that, Hotep? Talking about the nuclear family. What's so bad about saying that men should not be playing in women's sports?
It's all common sense ideas.
Out of these things, that's not saying like, hey, we hate gay people. No, it's just saying a biological man should not be going into a woman's bathroom. I see. I don't know. If you had a daughter, would you want a man going into that bathroom?
Right.
A woman's bathroom? No, you wouldn't. It's common sense. That's all he was talking about. And just because it's been at the end, it was Charlie had beef with some of the Jewish people out here. Yeah, I got beef with them also. He ain't the only one. Right? Because there are Jewish people that automatically say anti-Semitic when there's nothing anti-Semitic about a comment. Okay? So Megyn Kelly, you came after her. She's been your biggest supporter. She's been Israel's biggest supporter, along with Charlie Kirk. Yeah, there's this 1% or I guess 5% of Jews that automatically, yeah, I'm calling out my own people. Even though you took away my card, it's fine, but I'm calling out my own people. Hotep Jesus is scared right now. It's okay. I got you, bro. I'm just saying that you can't say everything's anti-Semitic. You just can't. Okay? And then you can't turn on people that have stood by you, that have been completely destroyed for standing by you. You can't do it. And that's what he said on his last recording with Megyn Kelly. I was watching one of her shows. She said they were talking about the subject. He goes like, you know what? I stand there and I defend and I defend and I defend. And I take a lot of shit for it. I believe in it. I believe in it. But like, I mean, we can't talk about it. Let me say also one thing, Hotep Jesus, and then you can go, Hotep. You can go ahead and tell me I'm wrong or whatnot, and I invite that. I care about the United States of America. Okay, I'm America first. That's what I am. Happy Veterans Day. Guess what? We don't take care of our veterans. So I don't know what they have to be happy about with a fucking plain ass, bootleg ass VA card that does nothing for them. Happy Veterans Day. We don't provide the correct treatment. We don't give them jobs. We send money overseas to countries that hate us. Yeah, we can't print money for vets. Open up jobs. You know what, Hotep, here's an idea. You want to stop school shootings? How about we go ahead, the vets that come back from overseas, if they're mentally capable, okay, of full working, why don't we put them by a school? Pay them $100K per year, put them by a school, put them by a church. You'll see how, listen, deranged motherfuckers will still attempt, but you will see veterans ready and willing to give up their lives to make sure that no innocent's lives get touched. Why don't we do that for our veterans who struggle and then end up homeless on the streets? So yeah, I'm America first. Fuck these countries. I said it. And you can go ahead and clip it. Okay? And you can call me, oh, he's turning on it. I'm not turning on anybody. We got our own problems. We got $38 trillion in debt. Okay? We got homeless people on the streets here in the United States of America, the greatest country in the world, Hotep. We have homeless people here, out here in the streets, who didn't want to be homeless, but just couldn't afford the current living situation, lost their jobs, lost their kids, now are homeless, and now are addicted to drugs. And we have done nothing for our people. It's time to do something for our people. Okay? And then once that's finished, we can worry about everybody else because they ain't worried about us. Okay? They are not worried about us. Sorry for the rant, but it is what it is. Okay?
America first.
And I'm gonna even go even further. BB needs to go. BB needs to go. That's my personal opinion, and that's not speculation.
Okay? I think he will. I think he will be gone.
Because he doesn't want peace. Now, in my eyes, and I might be wrong, but you know what? When President Trump is caught off guard with questions about, did you know that Israel just bombed somebody else? There's a problem. There's a huge disconnect. Here's Trump saying, I stand behind Israel. Great. And then BB starts doing all sorts of shit that makes Trump look bad. Okay? That's my personal opinion coming from a Jewish person. I don't hate Israel, okay? I don't hate Jewish people. That is just my opinion, okay? Mossad, I'm cool with you. Chill. Welcome to the Breakdown, episode 616, sponsored by Gemini. But, I mean, what do you think, man?
About what?
I put 3 or 4 things in there. You could start off with, I don't know where you want to start. But
I ain't touching none of what you said. All I'm going to say is BB ain't going to be here much longer.
Fuck you, man.
I ain't touching none of that.
What you on here, man? You know, that's been
BB's not going to be here. That I've said this on my show. I think that the United States, or let's just say the West is going to oust BB and replace him with somebody more controllable, somebody more sympathetic to the Western agenda. And I think he probably got too big for his britches. And so, full tinfoil Kuvi take. The rise in anti-Semitism is a Western invention in order to take control of Israel.
All right. So let's talk about that. I like that you like, if you guys aren't tuned into Hotep Jesus, you guys don't know what the fuck you're, and I'm not just saying that. And you guys know me, man, for the longest time. I say things, even Hotep don't even want to touch on topics. I say what I feel. I ain't blowing smoke up, Hotep Jesus' ass here, man. But like, you gotta tune in, man, because Here's
the thing. I am a connoisseur of history, right? So one thing I love to study is colonization and European history. So I look at European history. I just finished up studying European colonization of India and Japan, right? I've studied the Western intervention, or technically it's Russian intervention in China, and a little bit of Britain's history in China, especially watching Ip Man. But if you study world history, right, and you study the great emperors, the great leaders, the great empires, you start to see patterns, right? Like, I'm a chess player. I'm really good at pattern recognition. So that's why I like to study history, because I can look at where we are now and go, okay, so here's the agenda. Here's what's happening. For example, I'll give you a great example. I was criticized last week for not talking about how Jamaica was hit by a hurricane. And I was like, because my dad's from Jamaica. So being half Jamaican, I should be sympathetic to Jamaica. And technically, they would be right. Unfortunately, these people are not paying attention, because Haiti was hit harder by the hurricane, but nobody talked about Haiti. We're talking about a maximum death toll in Jamaica estimated at 20. We're talking about an estimated death toll in Haiti that went into the hundreds. When we talk about Hurricane Katrina, when we talk about, matter of fact, the death toll here in New Jersey during Hurricane Sandy was higher than the death toll in Jamaica. Katrina in the thousands. So what I saw was an agenda to go in and do to Jamaica what they did to Haiti. So I'm like, okay, so this is a lot of hyperbole. Oh my God, a hurricane's going to hit Jamaica. Now, being the fact that my family's from Jamaica, I know that they get hit with hurricanes nearly every year, some harder than others. But I know the people in Jamaica, and I've lived in those houses, and those houses are made out of concrete, and ain't no hurricane knocking down them houses. Now, you might lose a roof or two, but the people are generally not scared of hurricanes, right? Because they're just used to them. I have a friend who's from Jamaica who lives in Florida, right? And, the hurricane was coming last year, and I text her like, "Yo, what's up with this hurricane? You gonna be all right?" And she basically gave me like a snarky response, like, "If you don't leave me alone with this fear mongering shit." So Jamaicans are is a resilient people. Like you're not gonna fear monger them into. So what I saw was a fear mongering campaign for Western intervention to go in Jamaica and take whatever resources, maybe replace people or whatever. But I saw the agenda and I didn't want to feed into it and talk about it. So coming back to what we're saying is when you study Western civilization and you understand how Western civilization evolved from feudalism, mercantilism, to communism, to capitalism, to modern capitalism, and all of the players in between, you start to see patterns. You start to see that there are no sides to this thing. There is no left. There is no right. There only is the agenda that has to take place, and the agenda is always control. So no matter who's doing what, the concept is to have complete and total control, just like artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a fantastic tool. I've used it to code apps and et cetera, et cetera. I use it every day. However, I do understand that artificial intelligence is Karl Marx's dream. This is the thing that is going to be used to centralize information to where erase memories. So where you go and ask the AI for certain information, it's like, nah, we can't tell you that. There's none of your business. That is, you do not have that authorization. So when we look at these control mechanisms and the centralization, you just know centralization is mentioned twice in the 10 planks of communism. You know that centralization is the key. Lenin said 90% of communizing nation is to have a central bank. What does the United States have? We have a central bank called the Federal Reserve. So we are dealing with a quasi-Marxist economy, nation, et cetera, et cetera. So when we look at these things, we have to know that there is an agenda that doesn't care about left, that doesn't care about right, that doesn't care about America, that doesn't care about Israel, that doesn't care about Great Britain. It only cares about controlling all of us, the cattle, the people, the sheep.
Welcome to the breakdown, episode 616. The rise of anti-Semitism. I haven't seen it this bad. Like I really have not seen it this bad. And it's as soon as you mention it,
because we're in the Fourth Reich.
Listen, we can debate that,
We are
and that's a
in
good
the
conversation.
Fourth Reich. When we look at, I did a whole presentation on this. When Hitler came to power, do you know who he was coochie crunch with? Private industry. When Trump took power, who was he coochie crunch with? Private industry. The same people who bid it against him: Bezos, Zuckerberg, Thiel, Dr. Brain Chip, Elon Musk. All these people were against him, and then he switched around, and now they're coochie crunch with Trump. The machinations that occurred during the Third Reich are occurring right now for the same reasons. Control.
You think he's using the same playbook?
I'm not. I don't think they're using the same playbook. I don't think this is a Trump thing, right? I think this is above Trump's pay grade. What I'm saying is that you are finding you can draw similarities between the Third Reich and the Fourth Reich, including the anti-Semitism, including the deportation. Third Reich, what you saw deportations, you saw a limit on migrations, right? So you're seeing the same thing play out now. The issue is when I say this, people say to me, "Oh, so you want to see migrants here?" The answer is no, I don't want to. However, I can call balls and strikes and objectively say what I see, and we are in what I call the Fourth Reich, or those people like Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes, who I call the woke Reich. This is all similarities for the purpose of controlling us, the people. It is the same playbook. I just don't think Trump is involved much. He's more of a player.
So, damn, I love I love to go ahead and like do a show on this because I think and have you on and like really go deeper into that topic. It's crazy though. Like I said, the rise of anti-Semitism, I see it, and then as soon as somebody says, well, says something about it, a Jewish person were to say something about it, it becomes you're playing victim,
right?
Like, so it's like no, you're playing victim, and now it's like, oh my God, it's just like, and I think that gets other people, and I see a lot of, and it's crazy because Charlie Kirk saw the same thing, and that's why he He told apparently he told JD Vance and the president while he was still alive. He was like, "Man, I am seeing young kids really starting to hate Israel and like
By design.
really have this thing towards Jewish people."
By design.
And like he really took that seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then boom, he's not here.
Right.
Again, like there's a lot of things for me when I look at it. It's just like, man, this just none of this shit. It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. You got to go ahead and like really. I don't want to put on a tinfoil hat and start talking out of my ass. You really got to look at it on a whiteboard and say, connect the dots here, man.
So Lanny says it's a trap convo. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. And for somebody like me, it's not a trap convo because you can't. First of all, you can't cancel me for speaking facts, right?
Well, I'm not even trying to get him canceled. What are you, Landy? What are you starting shit here for? Go back to fucking drawing lines on a fucking chart. I'm not.
Second of all,
this is the fucked up part. Yo, Hotep, I am not paid by any government. No people. Every single time I tweet, oh, you must have got 7K, APAC. I ain't paid by nobody. Let me tell you something right now.
I'll take the 7K.
If I need to send out an invoice to somebody, let me do so. Because while I'm talking my shit, at least if I can get paid for it, I'll take it. Okay? I'll let you know that right now. If APAC wants to pay me, where are you at? Okay? I'll register as a foreign agent. Listen, all I'm saying is, I'm just kidding on that. But listen, all I'm saying, I'm just talking my shit, man. I'm not like one of these. I'm not trying to get ratings. I've always been like this. Replay this shit. Replay my podcast. I've always been. You just said you're okay with calling balls and strikes, right?
Yeah.
Me too. Like I'm okay with saying like the ADL shouldn't have put, Charlie Kirk's organization Turning Point in their glossary as a fucking alt-right group, okay? Like I'm okay with saying that was stupid and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't care. Like there are no consequences. You shouldn't have any consequences to speaking your mind. Like that's been me the whole time. What? I don't understand. Hold on, Hotep. Then what am I then? If I can't speak my mind or my truth, whether it's right or wrong, like that's why you have conversations and like somebody can say, you know what, you're wrong, you're here, David. Let me go ahead and tell you why. Then I don't learn. Okay, like I want to speak, and I want to speak to people that don't like me. Okay, and I want. It's kind of like Democrats try to shut off the Republicans. And they celebrated when they got people suspended, right? You imagine during COVID, we had the most intelligent researchers and doctors being suspended for saying, well, you know what? I don't think the vaccine's good for you. Boom, suspension.
Yeah.
Twitter, Facebook, everybody.
Yeah.
What good does that do? You're suspending medical professionals that graduated from Yale and Harvard.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I want to hear the other side. Maybe they might say, hey, guys, we're wrong here. We need to get together and sit down here, even though we don't share the same views. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm right. All I'm saying that this is my personal opinion, okay? And if you think I need to do more research on something, by all means, I will. I don't act like I'm the smartest guy in the room. I'm just very loud, okay? That's all I got to say about that. I ain't trying to start trouble. But if you get offended, it's your problem. You need therapy, not me. Okay? I'm used to this. I grew up in New York City. You know how many times people call me a crackhead? And a crackhead called me a crackhead and try to stab me with a needle. You understand where I grew up?
Ugh.
I don't care about what you say, man. Teflon skin up in this motherfucker. Yo, I want to ask you this. How do you feel about New York City? New York City and New York City, the new mayor.
Yeah, they're gonna bring slavery back to New York.
I think New York's just done. I think New York is done. It's been done. I think this is the icing on the cake on New York City.
If he gets what he wants, and I gotta head out. If he gets what he wants, New York is cooked. Like what his concepts are a direct attack on the working class in New York. So yeah, if you're in New York, get out while you can, or watch this show and make a lot of money, and you can survive and maybe help some people in New York. But for most people, it's going to get really tough in New York. He wants to do something like government run grocery stores. Okay, you definitely want to kill New York.
Free buses.
Yeah,
That to keep the bus drivers safe.
yeah.
Gotcha.
It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
He's not even hiding his. Anyway, I'll save that for another time. But guys, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hotep Jesus, this man right here goes live. Okay, live on Kick, but streams to all channels. So definitely give Hotep Jesus a follow. Hotep, I would love to have you on, and I would love to have a deep conversation, even if you think I'm off on it. I'm fucking fine with it. But honestly, I got a lot of shit to say on the political side of things, man. A lot of shit. And it's not for clicks or engagement. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Never did, never will. But I got a lot of shit to say.
It's a lot to be said, and it's complicated. It's a lot of moving parts. So whenever you want to have it, I'm here, man. I'm still studying. I'm actually in the middle of studying the Third Reich. So
I'll have you back on. Hopefully, in the next few weeks, we can go ahead and chat again. Again, tune into Hotep Show today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By the way, if you see me moving left and right, I've been battling technical difficulties this entire time. And like a true fucking professional, I still got through the fucking program because that's how we do. Okay. Check out Hotep Jesus. Also, check him out when he's on Fox and appears on Timcast, Rogan. Go ahead and go to Amazon and cop his books. Excuse me, because I seen Landy, so I said cock. But cop his books. Okay. Um, Definitely check out Hotep Jesus. And by the way, for anybody suffering with low T, menoforder.com. That's right, menoforder.com. Thank you, Hotep.
thanks, bro. Appreciate you. See you next time.
All right. Hotep Jesus, ladies and gentlemen. Hotep Jesus. We are going to go to a commercial break because I'm going to try to figure out how I can fix this goddamn technical difficulty that I've been suffering with this entire time. Welcome back. I'm trying here. I'm trying to fix the goddamn set. Man, my shit is overheating. That's what's happening. I don't know what the fuck. I know what the fuck. It's overheating. 616, the breakdown, sponsored by Gemini. Shout out to Gemini. That was the silent commercial of Gemini. Silence is what. No, shout out to Gemini. Love Gemini. Love Gemini. All right, next guest is coming on. Supposed to be at 1:55 p.m., but obviously I've been having technical difficulties here. And obviously Hotep was here and we were talking about some, I don't know, I talked about some cool shit. I know I'm going to get such, and I don't give a fuck. I know people are just going to come after me for saying what I said, but I'll never rope myself. That's all I'll say. I'll never rope myself. But let's go to John Morgan. John Morgan, what's going on, bro?
I didn't hear what you said because I was talking to the stock twits people, so there's no judging.
Who are you talking to?
I was doing our stock twits bit.
Okay.
I didn't hear what the, yeah.
I'll let it fly. I can't believe you didn't tune into my show, but okay. I see how it is. Let me go ahead and retweet though. Let me tell everybody you're here. See, I'm going to be a nice guy and say that here, look who showed up. If you want to tune in, you can get to see John Morgan from Stock Twits. Go ahead and talk about the markets.
Hey, while you're doing that, I'll tell you the crazy story because I was at the blockchain futurist conference in Miami.
How was that?
It was really good. It was really interesting. But I got an idea of how bad the economy was because of this weird interaction. I was cutting my way through the casino floor, through the slot machines and crap tables, and this girl was like yelling something. And I just kept walking because I was like, oh, but she was yelling at me. And she's like, I need to make some money. You want to dance? I was like, damn, I'm married. She's like, what the fuck? You don't like strippers or something? I said, no, it's not that. It's just that I'm married. She goes, I can go up to your room and do a 2-for-1. So I knew that the economy was bad because she was offering like a family discount for dancing in the rooms. Folks, it's hitting strippers in Miami's rock and roll place.
There you go. Live analysis from Miami, where you can get a 2-for-1 special if you go down to any conference. Again, once again in Miami. Miami's
very weird.
2-for-1. What the fuck is happening on this fucking show today? Welcome to the breakdown. Oh my god, episode 16. All right, listen. You and your fucking stories of almost being abducted by strippers. John, what do you see here happening in the markets? I had Kelly here from BitLab here yesterday talking about the markets. I have you here. What do you see here? Thank God it's not the shit that he gave me last time. Horoscopes and shit.
I could put. By the way, that stuff's pulled from NASA's GPLs, and it's part of like professional analysis.
Yeah, you know what?
Software.
When you came out with that, I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? He's about to talk. I felt like I was in school again.
Honestly, I'll tell you, I try not to like whip that stuff out right away. I felt like I was walking on stage with my fly down. I was like, oh my God, I don't want anybody to see this. Yeah.
But okay, anyways. Relax. Okay, you're getting a little bit too wild here. Your stripper stories leading into your pants down. Okay, John, tell me
know where we go from here.
Because I don't know. Stock Twits, are you here to sabotage me, John?
All right,
did they send you to sabotage me today? Did they say, yo, let's fuck up his program today?
Never got that message.
Okay. I love you, John. John, all right. You came back from a conference. You almost got abducted by a stripper, and she offered you a 2-for-1 deal. Now that we're here, though, what are you seeing? Since the last time you were here, what are you seeing now with Bitcoin and also in the altcoin markets?
I mean, really nothing. This is the best chart to show. Because looking at the total market cap, Bitcoin, individual altcoins, like nothing really has a good view except for this guy right here. Let me find the right. All right, this one. Let me get rid of that. Bitcoin's dominance chart. Now, no matter who you talk to, if you're on X, Bitcoin maxes are like, this is the best thing in the world because Bitcoin's dominance chart has closed. It's gone up 8 weeks in a row, and they think this is fantastic. If this was any other instrument, nobody would be looking at it and going, "This looks great." Because yes, for 8 weeks, this is the weekly chart, Bitcoin dominance chart. And for those of you who don't know, the Bitcoin dominance chart is just showing you what percentage of the entire market cap Bitcoin represents, which right now is 59.92%. A pretty high number. It was higher earlier this year, but this is a bear flag. And bear flags, this is from your baby's first book in technical analysis, page 5, chapter 1, bearish continuation patterns. That's what a bear flag is. It's a warning sign that little upwards move you're experiencing likely won't last. Also, the longer it is in this tight constricted channel, if there is a confirmed breakout to the downside, it's more violent. It gets magnified, and yeah, that is what this says. And I have not changed how I measured this from many weeks ago, but it does not look very healthy. And so what I'm saying is there's two scenarios that play out. If there's a huge rally, asset-wide in crypto, Bitcoin is very likely to underperform the rest of the crypto market. If there's a huge collapse in crypto, asset-wide, Bitcoin is likely to underperform the rest of the market. And that is how I interpret the Bitcoin dominance chart here, which is really saying that any day now, if it dips lower, that is another kind of warning sign for the alt season to begin, which hasn't even gotten close to yet. Because I remember we talked about this last time I was here, but when you look at the market cap charts, this is the total market cap chart on the weekly chart. It made a new all-time high in October. Right? Yeah. You look at the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, it made a new all-time high. You look at the total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, it made a new all-time high. Now, if you look at the market cap without Bitcoin, Ethereum, or stablecoins, hasn't done shit yet. Hasn't made a new all-time high since the first week of November 8th, 2021. So people who have said that alt season started, it's there, there's evidence of it, there's evidence, that's about it. But until it makes a new all-time high, alt season hasn't occurred for years yet. It still has a long ways to move up before it even starts.
So when is all season starting?
If without going into like full nerd mode, like when it would hit you are looking at.
You have to, John. You have to understand. Everybody tuning in here, 95% of these motherfuckers don't hold Bitcoin. And that's not because I'm a Bitcoiner. It's not because of me. It's because everybody, this is what they did. No. I know this for 100% fact. Everybody looked at last cycle, or anybody who participated in last cycle, you, okay? Not you, John. I'm pointing it out to the audience. You looked at last cycle and you said, you know what? Oh, I should be in the altcoins, make like 30x here, and then take all my profits and put it into Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. That's how they played this cycle. They played this cycle, hey, I'm going all into alts because I learned my lesson from last cycle. And I'm going to make my money here, and then I'm going to convert it and swap it for Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. And now they're like, and I said this again to Kelly that was on here yesterday, it was just like, what the fuck is happening? Why aren't the alts running? Why aren't the memes moving? Like we can't even send a meme past $5 million. Which, obviously for me, retail hasn't been here yet. So that's an easy, for me, it's an easy thing. People might disagree with me. My own people like Landy might disagree with me, but retail has not come in here. Checks haven't been given out to them. They've been in debt. They've just started getting out of debt, if anything. And I don't even know if that's a factual statement, because credit card debt is at its all-time high. So I don't know if I'm actually I might be talking out of my ass right there. But there are some people that are trying to climb out of debt. They're getting jobs. They're getting paid a little bit more. They're not really focused on the market, but those checks hit, especially if those checks are designed to hit people that make $75,000 or less. You're going to want to have people that run into the traditional markets, not just crypto, but traditional markets. And I believe we'll see part 2 of the Wall Street bets type of movement. Might start out in the stock market first and then round its way about here into the crypto market. So that's what I think is happening. We have no liquidity here. We have 95, what is it? We have 250 million cryptocurrencies. Okay, that's a crazy amount. Officially, it's like 30 million. But it's like 30 million cryptocurrencies that do nothing. Okay, so you have that. You have no liquidity. You really don't. Liquidity is scarce. Okay, it's just like it's a group of friends playing at the same poker table with the same money, and it's going from one hand to the other, and that's what's happening to me.
And for those late 30s strippers in Miami-Dade area of the U.S., that's just
strippers are even given discounts.
Yeah.
Strippers are out here. John is reporting for StockTwits Live last week from a conference. He almost got kidnapped. Okay, almost got kidnapped. So my thing is, we haven't had real rate cuts. We haven't had there's word, again, like I stated yesterday, there's word on the street that 0.50 is in play. I don't know how real that is, but there's been conversations.
The Fed, what governor was it who was not really just like guessing, like his public comments were about as like, why the fuck aren't we doing this? As close as you could get to like a Fed governor saying something is like that. That's what it was. But
you're gonna have a new Fed chair anyway next year, right? Mm-hmm. Trump is gonna get rid of Powell. He's done. Powell don't give a shit. Powell's out here doing the Democrats' work. Government shut down. People got laid off. They're going to get their jobs back. People are going to come back to jobs in general. I said this. I don't know who I said this to. Who did I say this to? I said this to Landy. Landy, who has he's a part of GNN. He does also market breakdowns. TA, one of the best TA guys out here as well. I said there's 42 million people on Snap. There are 42 people.
That is a huge that's
a crazy number. 42 million.
Does that include is that like eligible individuals, or is that including like the people in families who have it?
No, that's eligible individuals. 42 eligible individuals on the SNAP program.
That's a fucking huge number of people.
By the way, we have a problem in terms of I am pretty sure, and I agree with President Trump, 90% of these people can go get a job. 100%. They're just used to living off of government checks. Trust me, they're just used to it. They can get a job, and some are scheming. 100%. They're either scheming or they're milking the government, and they're just chilling on our wages, okay? So 42 million, once they get their checks back, which they haven't received now, a lot of these people play in the markets. Guess where they're going? They're going into these markets. And people that are new to markets, you know what? All this conversation about crypto and how new it is and etc. Guess where I think they're going? I think they're coming to visit Crypto Town. Okay? So to me, it's like right now, get yourself in the right positions. Seriously, look at things that are actually worth something.
You want to hear my rabbit hole theory about all this?
Say that again?
You want to hear my rabbit hole theory about all this?
Yeah, go for it.
I think that retail in crypto has been used to being exit liquidity. But
Yeah, but
I
not here.
not not here, but I think, and this is just something that I started to notice back in late August, September. I was watching on-chain flows, and one of them that I watched, I've always been a fan of Zcash, held it for a long time, and it's one of the largest market cap privacy coins before it even pamped up. So I always monitored it for what I was writing for our Stock Twits newsletter. But I noticed, like, oddly, there was a lot of the on-chain people on X, like Look On Chain and others. You know, they announced like this block order of Bitcoin or Ethereum, and I couldn't like correlate it to anything hard with on-chain data, but there were large orders of Zcash that were periodically happening around the same time. Um, and I wrote about this last week at length. Shortly after I avoided getting kidnapped and fleeced for everything that I own. Um, but there's, I think, a very clear and shadow rotation into not just Zcash but privacy coins, but Zcash is the most transparent one. Um, if you look at its supply, it has the same supply as Bitcoin. It's a hard fork of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And some people say Zcash is probably what Bitcoin should have been, but regardless of what it was meant to be or what it is, now like I think 30% of its supply is shielded. I mean, it's weird that all of a sudden you have large orders of and not all like block orders like from OTC desks. These are like retail from all over the place, moving their non-shielded Zcash into like the Zashi wallet or wherever they're doing it.
Are you saying that this is premeditated?
I don't think it's premeditated. I think it's been a
Cabal?
not a cabal. It's
Whales purposely pushing it up?
what I feel like is might be happening is you have a lot of what's the hardest amount of Bitcoin to move if something starts to rotate into something big? Shit in IBIT and all the ETFs. That's the hardest shit to move. And the thing is Bitcoin's transparent. It's everybody can see it and monitor it. And it's harder for them to move that kind of stuff without people noticing. But for whatever reason, let me pull that up.
Why
here.
Zcash and not why Monero?
Regulatory compliance. That's the reason that Monero was taken off of so many exchanges was because it's always private. I mean, I think it's still the only crypto that has had like a hit out on it from the IRS. The IRS like issued like $260,000 contracts, I think, many years ago to try and crack the algorithm, or a bounty. But Monero is always private. I think Monero is probably one of the most important cryptocurrencies that exists because of that. But if you're wanting to hold on to an asset that you can also flip or trade, and you like to have privacy, at least the option of it, Zcash is better than Bitcoin and it's better than Monero. And maybe people are just kind of figuring that out.
Man, you are going to get destroyed by the Bitcoin. But
that's fine.
You know what? I had a lot of people on here lately. Mert, I had Thor on.
Oh yeah, Mert's great.
Yeah, we've talked about Zcash. Eli, is he one of the co-founders or one of the leading devs? I guess he was on
Assassin.
Yeah, he said that he can go ahead and build, if approved, he can build the same type of system for Bitcoin in 6 months.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, Bitcoin could easily.
So then,
easily.
If he said that, then why do you need Zcash?
Well, I mean, just go back to the whole Bitcoin Cash. What was that? The BIP. There was that. Basically, there was a civil war.
The block wars.
Yeah, that's why we got Bitcoin Cash. So, also, Bitcoin's very fragile when you think about it, as far as how few people are responsible for keeping that thing maintained. I'm not talking about the mining of the network and the infrastructure, but like the people responsible for, like changing the DNA of Bitcoin. There's not a lot of people involved with that.
Yeah, I find this like so. I've been I'm trying to bring on everybody, and I appreciate everybody's takes and opinions on obviously on all this stuff. Everybody has their own take on something, and um you know, and that's fine. I don't exclude anybody from the show. I think that's why the show does well, is because like I have actual conversations and not interviews. Like I'm not trying to get into aha moments with anybody. Um, but it seems it seems that people don't understand. I'm not saying you, but I feel like people don't really understand how Bitcoin works. Was I frustrated that it took Taproot to get integrated into Bitcoin? Yeah, I was frustrated with the amount of time that you had to wait to finally see it uh, play out. But like Bitcoin is special, man. Without Bitcoin, I think with like this cycle, we've just thrown Bitcoin. This we just thrown Bitcoin to the side and forgot about the OG. I kind of feel that way, and I feel that because a lot of people aren't in Bitcoin. People got out of Bitcoin. They misplayed their hand, and now they're looking for the next Bitcoin and a reason why the next Bitcoin is better than the current Bitcoin. Like that to me, again, that's my personal opinion. It's not directed at anybody. It's just I'm sitting back here, and when I listen and I have these conversations, it's just like I feel a lot of people just miscalculated the markets in general, and they're looking for the next for the next thing to push out there to say like this is a lot better. Bitcoin. This is really what the rallying cry sounds like. Bitcoin did its thing, but now this is what Bitcoin was supposed to be.
It's what stock people do. Like, this is the next Apple. That's it's
But
like
it's
the
like,
same thing.
but like, but that's why I hit it with the guy that Eli, right? Is he co-founder? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Co-founded Zcash. I have nothing against Zcash. I have nothing against Monero. Like I have nothing against privacy. I'm actually one of the biggest advocates for privacy coins. I think you need to have them for privacy. Like I mean, plain and simple, the word privacy is key. Like you should have privacy. Nobody should know how much money you have. Okay,
Mhm.
and I'm not talking about paying bills or paying agencies. Like if pay your taxes, like that's not the issue here. I'm talking about nobody should know how much you have in general, and you become a target and stuff like that. For me, it comes down to though, it's just like man, like he even said, well, if this is programmed into Bitcoin, it would only take 6 months. Then why do we need something to surpass Bitcoin when Bitcoin has put the spotlight on this entire industry?
I mean, it's the I there's also, I think, a lot of people who were like, because there's a lot of people in the crypto space who are idealists and like it for the political side of it. And even before Bitcoin had an ETF, there were people who were like, "We don't want this. This isn't what crypto's about. This isn't what Bitcoin's about. We need to have centralized people involved. We need to have centralized finance. Blah blah blah." So there's a good chunk. I don't think it's a lot. There's a good chunk of like old school Bitcoin OGs, crypto OGs that are kind of resentful of Bitcoin's not its success, but where it's at being a legitimate asset that is traded on Wall Street through ETFs and all that jazz. I mean, there's a lot of people who feel like the magic or the aura or the fight to get Bitcoin where it is, like that euphoria has come down, like that dopamine hit isn't there anymore. And yeah, it kind of bums people out. But that's normal. I mean, I wouldn't read too much into that. I mean, if anything, when you think about like the altcoins that are like in the top 100, excluding stable coins and wrapped tokens, they're there for a reason. All right. A lot of them have not moved out of the 100. Yes, there's like rotation in the bottom rungs, but a lot of them are still there, and they're there for a reason. And if you believe in the theory that rising waters float all boats, there's such a small percentage of individuals involved in crypto worldwide and even in the US that the shit, like even the amount of money sitting in professionally managed money that can't touch uh, things like even the Bitcoin ETFs, it hasn't, folks. It's still like a powder keg waiting to go. It's just if you're in it day after day, like if you pay attention to like crypto's a thing you're a fan of, you like reading about it, you like learning about it. If you're in it day after day, yeah, times like these fucking suck. They do. But I tell you what, after your first few bear markets, the more you start to see some people who have been so active, like say, fuck this, I'm out. I secretly start to get little happy feelings in my special no-no place because I know that
I
that's
think
when
all of
everything
us do.
starts.
If you've been here long enough, when people start saying I'm fucking out, it's
Oh,
just like you know we're almost there.
oh yeah, it's like such a awesomely common thing to see because like anybody who's traded before like knows what that's like when you're like, fuck it, this thing is bullshit, it's screwed, they're hunting me, blah blah blah. And then what happens? It goes the opposite direction. And eventually you become aware of that yourself. And crypto and trading crypto is like crypto and trading in general is just it's the antithesis of normal human behavior. It's just it's rough on the psyche. But if you stick around long enough, you pick up on people who are saying they're out, they're done. That is that is a great bottoming signal.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. Hopefully, we can get you on in the next 2 weeks so we can talk about. Well, hopefully you're safe and no strippers try to kidnap you here. Want to make
Yeah,
sure that you're good.
absolutely.
Uh, Man, everything that could go wrong in this. Yeah, I'm telling you, I have the worst technical difficulty on this episode. Episode 616. I've had to look to the side to see. By the way, I got kicked off. Did you see? I got kicked off of my own.
A little bit ago, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm up here
Yeah, I
solo. I'm
got
just
kicked
gonna
off.
keep talking, I guess."
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
got
did not
kicked
talk
off.
about
But I
strippers
appreciate
though.
you. Obviously as a professional, as a media personality, you kept going. You're like, okay, I got to go ahead and run this right now while he gets back in. But I appreciate you, John, and I'll bring you back in the next 2 to 3 weeks to go ahead and talk about the markets. Hopefully we'll be smiling or we'll be crying. Maybe we'll do this interview live from under a bridge where we'll be both sleeping under a used mattress.
Uh, that'd actually be funny, and I'd watch that after we.
I'd watch it too.
All right.
I'm
Thanks so
funny.
much.
That's why. I'm funny. Thank you, John. Appreciate Stock Twits. Shout out to Stock Twits. Good people, man. Good people out there. Holy shit, am I battling? Am I battling technology today? I am fucking battling technology. Okay? Fucking battling tech. And I didn't appreciate Mar putting me in a side by side with Mandani. Okay? The new mayor elect in New York City. I'll get his bitch ass later on today. But we'll be right back after this commercial break with the quote of the day, man. I can't believe we made it this far today. Shit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to the Breakdown, episode 616, sponsored by Gemini. I would have brought Landy on. He's backstage, but like I am definitely having tech issues here. Hopefully it will not happen tomorrow. But the quote of the day here, and by the way, shout out to Gemini. They're out there at the Bitcoin conference. They're talking about Bitcoin. Y'all should really be signing up to Gemini using my link. Trade $1,000 in crypto, get $100 in Bitcoin. Also, check out Gemini.com/David G to go and check out the lineup of credit cards from Gemini. Man, it's time for me to shave my beard. It's time. It's time to shave it. Damn, I am a sexy individual. Anyway, I'm probably not. When you tune into me, I got to say something. Being a media personality, I'm a wild one. I really understand that I am wild. Like, I am wild on the microphone. I'm wild on the camera, okay? I bark like my dogs, okay? I'm wild. I'm a wild boy. You ain't gonna tune into this and gonna find somebody like a Fox News anchor or a CNN anchor talking to you, okay? That's not what's happening, right? You're getting somebody who just has absolutely no filter. Like when you tune into the breakdown, it is absolutely 100% unfiltered. That's it. Like I'm going to tell you what is on my mind. And I might make you feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. It's my truth. It doesn't have to be yours. And we can go ahead and have a conversation. This ain't an interview. For me personally, none of this stuff is an interview. None of it. None of it. It's a conversation that you would have with your boys, okay? At a random bar or a goddamn family outing. Okay, you're just sitting around the fire pit and you're having a convo. This is how I feel. Okay, we used to talk this way. This is how I feel about certain subjects. This is how I feel about crypto. This is where I think crypto is going. I'm not Nostradamus, okay? Miss Cleo, I'm not. I don't know. I might say it's going up and it goes down. It is what it is. Okay? Nobody gets it right 100% of the time. Okay? But I am willing to step out onto this court and play the game. Okay? With my face out here, with my name out here. A lot of people ain't willing to do the same. Okay? They hide behind a goddamn gorilla or alligator, a frog, and they talk their shit. And then if they get it wrong, more than 3 or 4 times, guess what? They're switching up their accounts. They're a new goddamn fucking animal. I'm not that, okay? And I love crypto. I bleed crypto. I wake up every day thinking about crypto. I can't wait to pop up on this show and talk about crypto. I can't wait to tweet about it. I can't wait to have conversations about it. I can't wait to jump into the mosh pit with the people to talk about it. But I also will talk about politics. Because I love politics. I love America, America first, and I will do everything possible to talk about things that will make this country great. Yeah, that's right. I do talk about things that I feel that will make this country great. Like getting politicians that actually know tech, that actually know crypto. Yes, we need that. We need more of that. We need more of that, not less of it. We don't have enough of it. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have enough people in office that understand what blockchain is all about, what crypto does in general, and how it works. They're scared. You got mainstream media that is consistently, for years, reported bad about this space, okay? We are, make no doubt about it, I am and others are the new mouthpiece for finance. Because we were never taught finance in school. So you can't just come in here, mainstream media, and start teaching. No. You had that opportunity, but you never took that opportunity because you had these institutional players make sure that you knew a little or enough just to be good enough to understand enough, but not more than them so you can go ahead and get out the little bubble and not work for them. Understood? We are the new mouthpiece for finance. I am the new mouthpiece for finance. And no, I will never rope myself. And I will show up every single day to talk about every single trending issue out there. Crypto, politics, they're linked now. They are linked to the hip. Okay? We need to make sure that clarity here is passed, that regulations benefit. And I can't believe I'm talking about this because it goes against everything this place was about. But there's no way around it. So it is what it is. But we need to make sure that retail can participate as much as the institutional players can, that everybody has an opportunity, because only 7% are in this goddamn space, okay? 7% are in this space right now. We don't have enough people in the world in the crypto space. So we are early. Yes. By numbers, we are still early. So you, yes, you, who sits there and does nothing all day but complain, okay? You hardly wipe your ass and you haven't cleaned your room in fucking years. You have the opportunity to be super successful and maybe, just maybe, trip into the right place at the right time and present the right product that can benefit this space. How about using energy to get out there, whether it's on social media or outside of it, and teach people and educate people on this wonderful space, on these wonderful platforms, these products that we have here that do tremendous things? How about we do that? More of that and less of the fuckery, okay? If I wanted to watch Oprah, The Desperate Housewives, The View, I do that. I don't want to do that. When I come onto crypto, I don't want to see you naked, okay? How about you learn some blockchain and trading some crypto instead of coming on here and giving me a GM with your ass all naked, okay? I'm not interested. And matter of fact, you ain't gonna make any money. Might as well head over to OnlyFans. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get to the quote of the day. I'll leave with the quote of the day. And by the way, so skilled, my monitor is not working on both sides, and I'm doing this blind, and I'm fine with it. Quote of the day. Shout out to Gemini out there at the Bitcoin conference. This is my quote. No revenge is needed. People who carry ugliness inside eventually collapse under the weight of their own behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, people ask me, why do I keep showing up, man? You could have retired a long time ago. You know why I keep showing up? Because I love this place. I love this place. That's it. That's why I show up. And this place can make a difference. It really can. As corny as that might sound, it can make a difference. I will catch you tomorrow with episode 617, as we have a great lineup for the rest of the week. Stay tuned. I'll go ahead and post it out 30 minutes before the show goes live. I think you guys are going to like this one. By the way, we have Murad coming on Friday. We're going to talk about the memes. There we go. The memes are going to be talked about. If you're not subscribed, if you're not following me, if you don't have your notifications on, you're doing it all wrong, but that's on you. Shout out to everybody who tuned in from all the networks here. And what I mean by networks, all the social media platforms, website coming, newsletter coming, merch store coming. We got a lot of things coming, podcast coming, legends to sit down with and chat with. I can't wait. Thank you very much. For those who have been with me and rocking out with me since I started my first podcast in 2016, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for the DMs. Shout out to y'all. I hope you're still making gains and doing something productive within this industry. And on that note, I am out. Thank you very much for tuning in. And this is the Gemini ad that has no voiceover. But you know what? I'm going to carry the rock. I'm going to carry the bull, and I'm going to give you the voiceover. Bitcoin credit card. Gemini's Bitcoin credit card issued by WebBank. Check it out on Gemini.com/David G. Check out the lineup of credit cards, from the Bitcoin credit card to the XRP credit card to the Solana credit card. Right now, offering you 4% back on purchases, up to 4% back, not points, but 4% back in Bitcoin, XRP, and Solana. Go check out Gemini.com/David G for more. Terms apply. Click the link also to sign up to Gemini, the world's greatest exchange, America's exchange. Click the link in my bios. Sign up, trade $1,000 in crypto, get $100 in Bitcoin. I'll see you tomorrow.